Hello, I'm doing another podcast episode, my part two of memorable WWE superstars. This one, to start off, I think I want to talk about a specific tag team, the Hardys, Jeff and Matt. They technically started out when they were 14, working as enhancement talent for the WWE around the mid 90s, jobbing to the likes of wrestlers like Razor Ramon and Doink the Clown and King Kong Bundy. Eventually, they rose to the ranks of becoming a tag team. Later on in 97, 98, they started getting more buzz around them and being on like Raw and stuff like that more. And Jeff, if I remember right, had a match with Kane in 97 where Kane picked him up and tossed him in the mat on the outside. Now, as the year 1999 came around, they were featured on Heat more and regular weekly shows like Monday Night Raw. But when the 2000s hit, they became a bigger tag team, wrestling against the likes of the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian in amazing ladder matches and table matches. Do you have anything to say?
A lot of people at that point thought they were wonderful because of their skills and their abilities and the moves they made. A lot of people, though, purely had the impression they were careless and someone to be careful around when you had matches against them.
Basically, as the 2000s hit, they started doing more death-defying stunts and crazier stunts. Obviously, not everybody was a big fan of the style because so many people were stuck in the ways of like territory days and traditional wrestling matches. But eventually, they both started having big solo runs, both of them winning big solo championships throughout their career, heavyweight titles, mid card titles, a whole bunch of stuff. Jeff beat Triple H for the Intercontinental title. Matt Hardy had a lengthy run with Cruiserweight title around 2003. Jeff and Matt both eventually won the ECW title, the World Heavyweight title, and the WWE Championship till they went into a small little brother versus brother rivalry with each other. Both are still active now, wrestling for TNA Impact Wrestling. Next one I want to talk about. Next one I want to talk about is Paul White, Big Show. He originally started out as a basketball player of all things, a professional basketball player because of his height, how big he was. After that ended from an injury he got playing basketball, he signed with WCW and started wrestling there for a while, even won their World Heavyweight title and did some matches with Hollywood Hogan and all of them. Eventually joined the NWO. Around February of 1999, he signed with WWE, then WWF, fought a bunch of big names like Triple H, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, The Rock, Mick Foley, wrestled Shane McMahon, the boss's son, more than a couple times. Had a few like heavyweight title runs, WWE Championship, and the World Heavyweight Championship, even the ECW Championship at one point. Known as the world's largest athlete, I think he's had a pretty good career, honestly. A lot of history making moments, like Paul Heyman turning on Brock Lesnar to help him win the WWE title and everything, and him dethroning Rob Van Dam to win the ECW title. Some obvious big moments. Currently, he's still working as a backstage producer for AEW and off and on working with the commentary team. but for now, he at least seems to be retired from in-ring action. Another wrestler I want to talk about is Randy Orton. He's had a pretty lengthy career at this point. He's done a lot for himself. He started out in OVW with the likes of Batista and John Cena and Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, all those guys. Came in, had some matches first off with Hardcore Holly and Chris Jericho and some of those guys. And then eventually he got moved to Raw, where he would then join Evolution with Triple H, Batista, and Ric Flair. Won the Intercontinental title while he was in Evolution and on. Had some good matches against the likes of Mick Foley and Kane and Rob Van Dam. Some pretty good matches. Eventually, later on, a couple of years down the road, he would turn on Triple H after winning the World Heavyweight title from Chris Benoit. Triple H and the rest of Evolution would then turn on Randy, and they'd do this big angle for a couple of years where Randy fought against Evolution and all. Randy's a multi-time WWE and World Heavyweight Champion. He's battled the likes of John Cena, Christian Cage, The Undertaker, and so many more. Currently, he's still an active competitor for the time being, putting on some good matches coming up soon within the next month or so. Him and Jelly Roll are going to be fighting Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre at this year's SummerSlam event. Probably going to be a pretty interesting matchup. What do you think?
Actually, I do think it could be an interesting matchup, and it doesn't surprise me. Like when we were watching wrestling last night, like Jesse the Body said as he was helping commentate, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. Man known as Cowboy Bob Orton, Randy's father, obviously, had quite a career. Some liked him, some hated him, but when he was in the ring, he gave the audience a show, and that was what he wanted to do. So yeah, I mean, Randy just came back naturally. And personal opinion, yes, I'm going to put it in here. I want to see him and Jelly Roll kick some butt.
Alright, that'll be the end of this podcast episode, you guys. I'm going to upload this to Spotify and my YouTube channel. Be on the lookout for it. When I post it to YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment about it, tell me what you think. I appreciate it very much.